Hey guys, back again at the MiBand 9/10 hacking. So last time I left where the hardware SPI was only working in single mode and not the right colors for the display. And I just couldn't left it that way because my head would never stop thinking about it. So what I did next was making basically this camera setup with the same logic analyzer as before, the same UART adapters for flashing, the PPK to see how much current is drawn, and basically I left it at Claude to run for hours and hours and hours. So you can see here the goal is running for 1 day. And I just needed to spank it a bit and more to try to get further. And at one moment, it just simply worked. So the way it did it now was basically like take a screenshot of the display after boot and once more after enabling hardware SPI or Quad-SPI mode and trying until it really works. Making some UART command handler inside of the firmware to basically control it with the running firmware. And mostly on its own, but still with the pushing to continue to search for the issue. And the reason was really like in the boot of the firmware, of the original firmware, very early in the firmware, there needs to be a clock enabled for this external, or not external, for this Quad SPI, which is not inside the core, but yeah, basically external. And yeah, so it finally did it, and after tweaking it some more, it was having some issues with the CS pin not going high at the right moment and so on. We are right now at like 55 frames per second and Quad SPI mode with full colors. This finally enables the full Doom port, and yeah, you will see that next. And there we go. After finally fixing the Quad SPI corruption or not workingness, we have full Doom running in full color mode and in an acceptable frame rate. I think it's like 60 FPS or something. And yeah, we can use the touchscreen to go into the menu. And let's try to start a new game. Let's go. And we really have like a way better control and way better frame rate. Now let's just keep editing the layout a bit to have it sideways so it's a bit more viewable and not as small as now. It was previously so small because of the wrong color and low frame rate, but now we can like really make it happen to work. There we go. That's finally something I'm fully happy with. So we got the full screen in quad mode running on the MiBand 10. This overall would also work on the MiBand 9 as it's about this 2700 IMP and not the display or something. It's the SoC that's fully unknown in the public. And overall, on the MiBand 9 you would need a bit of different pin out to get it fully working. The screen initialization is a bit different, but it will still work. You can reverse engineer the stock firmware there as well and implement it the same way basically. I will update the GitHub repository to this new version, and we can now play a round of Doom with a nicely frame rate of around 36 FPS. And yeah, so we can go into the menu and start a new level. Look around a bit. Let's maybe lock the focus on this area. Like, can search for the enemies. And yeah, this is actually not easy to play through the camera, as it's also so tiny. But yeah, as you can see, it does now finally fully work and is very much in an acceptable solution. Let's get them down. Perfect. And yeah, what else to say about this? Overall, it's very impressive what of frame rate you can get out of it, and also what hardware is really inside of this MiBand 10, because you also have like this external memory of 256 megabyte, which is right now fully unutilized. You do have a lot of different other sensors like the IMU and magnetometer, and it also features a full charging IC, so you could even like have the battery in a very nicely status and not like on the old one where you would guess based on an ADC reading without like the real data. But yeah, so hope you like this as well. For me, it's finally finished now, and yeah, I will leave it like it is. Have fun if you ever recreate it. See you next time.